Hi everyone, so back with a new video, and today I'm going to be doing something I've done a little bit similar before but slightly different. I'm going to be trying out this fully carbon cue and basically seeing if this is something that can come into snooker possibly. Just want to say a big thank you to BizU Billiards who've actually sent us this, like I say, a fully carbon cue. Sent it over for me to try out and also do some videos for you guys to have a look at. And basically I can just do some sort of comparisons between my own snooker cue and snooker cues generally, and basically how this cue performs, and also it's all the different dimensions and stuff like that. So I've literally just took it out of the box, so I haven't got a clue what it's going to feel like, but first impressions is that it's actually a really nice cue. You can see at the bottom here, like, a lovely detailing with a black sort of gold in the bottom part of the cue here. It is a centre joint cue, so again a little bit different to most snooker cues. It is mainly a pool cue, but basically, there's no reason why something like this can't be used in snooker as well. It has got obviously a bigger tip size as well. That's 11.5 mil, so quite big. But again, this could be obviously changed slightly to go down to maybe a more normal size, like a 9.5 or 10 mil tip. And there's no reason why it can't be used. Like I say, it's really, really obviously nice and smooth to use. So that's probably one of the advantages as well with the fully carbon cue. But I'm just going to have a few shots just to see how it feels. Also, one of the little weird things is obviously compared to a normal cue, it doesn't have like a flat part at the bottom. It's just totally round. So that doesn't bother me too much because a lot of my shots, I don't actually hold the cue right at the bottom anyway. So it's quite nice actually. So feels pretty good. It's probably a little bit longer than what I'm used to, and obviously it looks totally different. Just as I'm looking down at the cue there, with it being fully carbon. But first impressions, I mean, hits the ball nice. Yeah, so feels pretty good. Obviously, again, the tip will be different and everything, but I'm just trying to get a feel for it, hit a few balls. And then what I'm going to do today as well is do a couple of little challenges, maybe see if I can get a high break with this cue. See if we can pot some long balls and just, like I say, see what the difference is between how this performs and how my cue performs as well. But it does feel good, very solid. Missed that one there, but you can see there I put a little bit of side spin on that shot and it reacted a lot off the cushion. So you're definitely going to get a lot of spin. Playing like a screw, then it's coming back really nice and solid. There doesn't seem to be much deflection either, which is a really plus point. I sort of thought maybe with a bigger tip that it would deflect a bit more, but it's actually not moving too much at all. But a funny little story as well, just from, I mean, a couple of years ago when I was in China, there was actually, at the time, there was a couple of players I know were trying carbon cues out in actual snooker tournaments. You might have remembered that Anthony McGill played a few tournaments trying the fully carbon cue out like this. And basically we all had a bit of a go of it in the practice room. There was like myself and Gary Wilson and a few other lads that were just looking at it thinking, what's going on here. He's using a totally different cue, and he actually played a couple of tournaments with it, and I think he won some matches. I don't think he stuck with it for very long, but again, it just showed you that you could actually play some decent snooker with a totally different cue. And I still remember trying out in the practice room in China, and we're all just like having a go and really surprised how good it felt, but also how there was very little deflection. I think it caught us out by surprise quite a lot. But yeah, it feels really good actually. So like I say, we're going to have few challenges today and see how I get on. Right, so I'm going to throw myself right in the deep end here and try my stickman challenge that you might have seen on a few other videos, and I get all my guests to do when they come on. So I'm going to have maybe 2 or 3 goes, give myself a bit of a chance, because like I say, I've literally only had a few shots with this cue. And let's just see if I can get a bit of a break going. But like I say, first impression's pretty nice. But I'm just going to try and play every shot as though I would normally with my normal cue. Not trying to think about it too much. I'm just, like I say, going off instinct. But cue's reacting nicely, so see if we can make a bit of a break. A little bit shorter pace on that one. Does react very nice though, so it's just a case of getting used to it really. There's not a big reason why, like I say, we couldn't use this normally. It went a little bit wrong. See if we can chip this thin black in. Oh, that'll do, please. Oh, we'll take that. It's a good little sign if we can play some good recovery shots like that. And like I say, I still played that exactly like I would normally. So I played that softly just with a tracer right hand side. And again, it's just reacted pretty much normally how I would expect. So back in decent position for the red here. Stun up for the blue, please. Not bad. It's obviously, again, like I say, it's a bit longer, but I'm just basically moving my grip hand up the cue a bit than from what I would normally be probably about there on my cue. I'm just coming up a few inches, like I say, because it's a bit longer than my normal cue, because I want to have my bridge distance just the same as normal. That was lovely and solid, that though. Felt really good through the shot. So, this is quite a tricky shot. I'm going to try and pot this deep screw through the pack and hopefully be on the black. Or was it too thin for that? Nah, we'll try it. Oh, it's too thin. Didn't quite work out. Let's see if we can play a little trick shot. I'll still try and go for the black, but off the cushion first. Miss the black. Not a bad first go. Probably a decent break, 40 or 50 there. But like I say, we'll have another couple of goes. But like I say, it's actually really impressive how this feels. Right, second attempt at the stick man, just with this cue. But just trying to play everything the same as normal. Like I say, it does feel nice. Just a case of getting used to it. There's no reason really why I wouldn't be able to get used to this and play actually to a good standard. It's obviously just looks so different to a normal snooker cue. I think sometimes, to be honest, that's probably the biggest thing about it, is just the looks of it is so different to a traditional snooker cue. So a lot of people wouldn't sort of go towards it. But it's actually a very good product. So I think, to be honest with you as well, I don't know if it's because I use a maple cue, so it's very plain as well and there's no grain. But it doesn't, it does feel a little bit different, obviously, but it doesn't feel, obviously, like negative bad at all. Obviously, it's very, very smooth. But for me, like I say, I've used maple all my life as well. That might be a little bit of the reason. It doesn't seem to really bother me at all about the difference. Right, red in the middle. See if we can get back on the black. Just all right. These are probably the shots where, obviously, it's a bit of a tricky shot anyway, but just playing with a different cue, like I say, playing with a little bit of side is just going to maybe feel a little bit different, but I'm just going to play it as normal as I can because it has been reacting sort of similar to mine. Yeah. So that's a good sign. Again, just a little bit of left-hand side there, and it hasn't really deflected too much, and I've still potted the ball, and the whites reacted exactly how I would want. But you do get a nice reaction as well. You can see there, deep screw off the cushion. The tip, obviously, again, is a bit different. I'm not sure exactly what kind of tip it is, but it's not too hard, but at the same time, it doesn't feel too soft either. So I'm getting a good response from it. But like I say, I'm not getting too much deflection either. So really nice. It's a really nice feel to it actually. See if we can play up for the blue here. Stun, trace aside, it's coming off pretty good. Yeah, so a bit straight on the blue here. Soft screw for the red. But definitely just a lot of confidence already, just with how the cue feels. Like I say, so you know, like I said before, you know, we might even in the future. You never know. This could be the sort of future of snooker or just cues in general. Because obviously with wood and stuff, you know, they can obviously bend a little bit, or you can get sort of damaged and maybe a bit easier. But if you look after this, obviously then it's never going to change at all, is it? Because it's, like I say, fully carbon. But really impressed, to be honest with you, so far. Right, so again, a little bit of a tester here. This is the longest shot I've had so far. I'm just going to try and run it through off the cushion for the black. But I think I'm on 46 at the minute, so not too bad with a totally new cue. Pretty good that, like. Felt good. Just, you know, went again exactly where I was hoping. So a bit of a tricky one here on the black. Just got to try and hold this white slightly. Not bad. Got the black. Decent pot, so I've managed to get 50 plus, see if we can keep going. Just shows you as well that you can, you know, just got to have, with new cues anyway, especially, you've just got to have like an open mind to it. I'm not even thinking about it too much at all. I'm just trying to play, like I say, fairly naturally. But there's no reason why, like I say, you wouldn't be able to use this yourself. Deep screw. Got loads of spin there. A bit too much, to be honest with you. So back up for the green here. See if we can screw down the table. This will be a hard shot. Again, to judge with a new cue. Trying to screw back down the table for this red into the corner pocket. So I've got to be quite precise here. Run. Just, is it? It's tight. So I've slightly underhit that. That's obviously, you know, that's just a bit of me as well. I was slightly stretching there. The cue like reacted absolutely fine there. But I'll see if I can't quite reach this one. So here we go. First rest shot with the cue. Again, probably the biggest difference here again is I don't have a flat part at the end of the cue. So my grip feels a little bit different because I would be normally used to feeling the flat part on the cue. And also, you can probably hear that on the camera. Using it on the rest is actually quite a bit louder than normal as well. That's the first time I've realised that. But I think, again, something you get used to. If you're playing the clubs, it's going to be obviously maybe a bit noisy anyway, so you might not hear it too much. But you can hear quite a bit there on the rest. See if we can stun this in. Oh, we'll take it. Don't go in. Oh, lovely pot. Just caught the black. So it's going to be tricky to keep this going. But again, impressed with that. Felt lovely and solid through the shot. So I think I'm just going to have to try maybe a double here. I suppose there's a bit of a pool cue, isn't it? So we'll play a bit more of a pool shot. And let's see if we can double the black in and keep the break going. Not done too bad here. I think, like I say, I'm on maybe 50 plus or a 60 break. So see if we can stun this in. Oh, off the jaw. Not bad. Yeah, so I think if I kept the position a little bit tighter there, like I say, with a few more goes, a little bit more practice with it, I think there's no reason why I couldn't have maybe even, you know, made a century break there. Just like I say, it shows you that it's, you know, the cues obviously makes a big difference, but the main thing is obviously the sort of person that's using it as well. But like I say, really impressed with this cue from Bizu Billiards. Like I say, a lovely design, something you would never see on a snooker cue. Like I say, a nice centre joint there, really solid, really well made. So, you know, quite compact as well if you're going to obviously carry it around with you. But like I say, this could end up being the future of snooker as well. You never know. A few players have tried it already. And what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description below to the guys at Bizu, and you could maybe have a look at their products as well online, whether it's for snooker or pool. Might be something that you're interested in. Really good stuff. And like I say, if you in the future maybe they could do something where you know, the dimensions are maybe a little bit more like a snooker cue. But as you've seen there, to be honest with you, it didn't make too much difference, even though this is actually an 11.5mm tip, which I think nobody would normally use for snooker, but actually still was able to control the cue ball pretty good there. Even the screw shots, everything felt really good. So yeah, just to give you a bit of an insight to something a bit different. Hope you enjoyed that. As usual, leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think about the cues, what you're using maybe at the minute, and if you've tried carbon cues yourself. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel as usual.